Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What's the weirdest thing you've overheard while pretending to be asleep? My daughter explaining to our cat and non-existent dogs that they have to all be super quiet. Because daddy's very tired, and if they made a noise she'd lock them in her dungeon with the mean boys. So sweet. Already defending her daddy. Someone should probably go let the mean boys out. When I was sick once my 4-year-old brought me her favorite blanket and stuffed animal. She tucked me in, sang me a good night song, kissed my forehead and told my wife to be extra quiet so I could sleep. Later that night at 2 a.m. she woke me up by loudly screaming for me. When I went into her room she said, "Daddy, are you better yet? I want my blanket back." I am very gassy in my sleep, so I overheard my wife talking to our cat. Sometimes he toots really loud before a poop comes out. To which our cat meowed back. To which our cat meowed back. This is hilarious. Preaching to the choir, sister. I sleep at his butt level. Quote. Hey, do you think he'll notice if I take his last piece of bologna? Then me yawning, pretending to wake up. 2 minutes later, go get me a bologna sandwich. I admire your dedication to bologna. I could never leave one slice. I'd either add it as a bonus slice or eat it while I make the sandwich. I'd feel worse leaving one solo piece to ponder life while awaiting imminent death. Best friend, roommate coming to check and see if I was still in the room. I was. Just under the blanket. Then when he thinks the coast's clear he proceeds to talk about wanting to beat my ass and a bunch of other random shit about me. I assume he's neither your friend or roommate anymore. I cut contact after ending the lease early. He of course came crawling back about a year or two later and I just saw the same signs, so I've cut contact since. Dude is a massive alcoholic and narcissist. The type to get all your friends to gang up on you when you wrong him. I was sleeping on the job but then I woke up partly. Didn't want to move yet because nothing was going on that day, so I just laid there with my eyes closed. I heard a coworker, whom I'm on friendly terms with and talk shit with constantly, come into the office area. He spoke to another coworker, walked past me, and then I heard him stop. I could feel that he was staring at me. All of a sudden, what the? This boy's hands are small as hell. And then kept on walking. I could only be offended. LMAO. Edit. My first 1K plus comment is about my small ass hands being targeted. Brew. This is the opposite of vindicated. Edit. Validation. I meant validation. Honestly, this is hilarious, lol. What the? This boy's hands are small as hell. And then kept on walking. I could only be offended. LMAO. He knew you were awake. That's some off the wall kind of shit I would say to a friend to fuck with them if I knew they were playing possum. Op. Send hands. Op. Send hands. Next to a banana for reference. My ex from like 10 years ago talking to the man she was cheating on me with. Her. I can't wait to see you. I love you. Her. No. He doesn't matter. I want you so badly. My body craves you. Who says stuff like this? Is what I was thinking at the time. Me. Rolls over. You better get going then, huh? She left. And then had the nerve to get angry at me for pilling all of her stuff out by the garbage and for having retrieved my apartment key from her purse while she was getting ready to leave. I.e. putting on the lingerie I got her. It was so surreal. Damn. That's terrible. I'm glad you got away from that person in general though. I was at a rave sometime around 2001 and kinda shitty because I was ready to go home after working a double, but my friends were all having a great time and I didn't have a ride. I laid down in a pile of coats along a wall and 2 guys looking for keys or coats or something came across me and thought I was dead. They were obviously fucked up on some drugs and even took my pulse but couldn't find it. They talked about what to do but ultimately decided to leave me, the dead chick, on the floor and let someone deal with it after the party so they didn't ruin anyone's good time with the cops showing up. Shoulda hit them with a loud boo. Quote. Should have just followed them around for the rest of the rave like a ghost and just kept whispering, "Why did you leave me in there? You know what you saw." They've probably never mentioned this to anyone ever since then. I'm sure one of them will bring it up eventually answering an Askreddit post. What's the craziest thing you ever found at a party? My partner dirty talking another guy on the phone. How did it end? He finished and she went to sleep. My friends having sex next to me. Hey, at least it wasn't your sister. I wasn't so fortunate. Dude. Once when in the middle of shagging, she yelled, "You're so much better than my uncle." Single quote. It was so rude. How dare she compare me to my father? My cousin fucking the shit out of our cousin. Later on in life I found out we weren't really related. Our moms were just friends for a long time. Still weirds me out though. So all's well that ends well then. All's well that ends not as bad as it could have. People talking about how easy it would be to take advantage of me. But ultimately deciding not to be. They cared about me and respected me. Ed my head up. Isn't this the scene in This Is the End, when all the guys tell Emma Watson that even the world is Ending: they aren't going to rape her and she's safe. Jay couldn't rape a fly. Right scene, but wrong recall. The world was ending. She overheard them and misinterpreted what they meant and ran away. That's a whole ass rapist mindset. Roommate's first girl he brought home. Are you sure subtle Reddit icon is asleep? Roommate: yeah. Trust me. I'm HIV positive he's asleep. Quote. Girl. WHHHAWHAAA what? Me. What? Quote. He was a real low IQ country boy who loved South Park so much he would say lines from the show that no one knew and think he was the funniest person. Killer. Hiding in the closet. WHAAAT. Exclamation mark. Quote. Monster under the bed. WHAAATTT. Exclamation mark. Quote. Sounds like a very squared, poorly timed but fucking funny joke to me. But yeah, that ruins the mood for sure. XD holy crap. I asked him, did you guys watch that episode tonight or something? He said, no. I'm kind of surprised she didn't understand the joke. Yeah, Kevin. Some people just aren't as open as you. I was stranded 20 miles from home in the rain and called my friend Chris to see if he could give me a ride. He calls me a taxi to his place and by the time I get there I was exhausted, so he let me sleep in his bed while he slept on the couch. I hear a knock at the door and heard familiar voices. Chris was asking them to be quiet because me, was sleeping. They started saying things like, hey man, just let me go in and say hi to her. Another friend of his was talking about how all four of them could gang me. At this point I had my shoes on and was ready to run, but Chris managed to get him to leave, and after they did I opened his door and hugged him and thanked him profusely. Needless to say he was a great friend with some very shitty friends, and that night he protected me. Edit. I was 16 at the time. That could have gotten ugly fast. Hat tip to your buddy. I hope you're still friends with him. I was living in a mental ward at one point in my life. I had to share a room with two other people, and they were both total freaks. One time, when I was just waking up, I overheard a fight between my two roommates. One of them put on my clothes. And I mean all of my clothes at once. And the other was preparing to strangle him for no good reason. I waited a while to see how it would unfold. But it only escalated, so I got up and out of there in my pajamas to find help as fast as I could. Thankfully, the staff actually did help me. Sometimes realizing you're not the most troubled person on the mental ward actually does some good things for your perspective, health. Hope you're doing better now and that your clothes weren't too stretched out. That is a positive way to look at it. I guess that could be applied to a lot of less than ideal situations someone can find themselves in. Could I be wearing any more clothes? My sister climbing up onto the back of my bedpost. I pretended to be asleep as the bed shook because I was curious what she was doing. Then, I heard, yar hhhhh. Quote, as she jumped off the foot of my bed and landed directly on top of me. Knocked the wind out of me. Sounds like your sister took note of when, in 1998, The Undertaker threw mankind off hell in a cell, and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table. I was sleepy one day in the car back home, when I heard my parents talking about their intimate life. Thing I never wanted to know. Yet you continued to pretend to be asleep. Past a point your brain tells you it would be weirder to show you're awake. In reality though, it's not that weird to just stir a little as if you're waking up and weren't hearing anything. Gives them a chance to put the brakes on the conversation. And gives you all plausible deniability that anything was heard. Feel asleep while a party was winding down with my friends. They were all drunk and were trying to drunk whisper, so I woke up. Friend 1. Let's draw dicks on his face. Friend 2. Oh. I want to draw a vagina. Quote. Friend 3. No. All friends together. SSSSSHHHHHHH. Exclamation mark. Friend 3. He has his shoes off. No dick drawings. That's the rule. Friend 2. What about a vagina? Question mark. Friend 3 inches. No vaginas either. Sarah. Friend 2. Fuck you, Sean. Quote. All friends together. SSSSSHHHHHHH. Exclamation mark. I was trying to contain my laughter at this point. Luckily I wasn't facing him, so it was hard to tell from their angle. Then it got weird. Friend 1. You know, his sister is super hot. Friend 3. Yeah, what happened here, though? It was like she got all the hotness. Friend 2. Are you trying to find him attractive, Sean? I always knew you had a little gay in you. Friend 3. What the fuck, Sarah? No, why don't you fuck him, huh? Quote. Friend 2. He's asleep, Sean. He should have stayed awake. Friend 1. You think he has a big dick, Sarah? Asterisk 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 long pause asterisk asterisk asterisk. Friend 2. I mean, he's super tall, one would think. Friend 1. We should check. Quote. Friend 2 and 3. No. Friend 1. Fine. I'm going to go find the cat. Quote. Then they all left. Your friends are trolls. They 100% knew he was awake. Friend 3 had your back. And then proposed sexual assault. Drunk people sure are weird and awful. Friend 3 said no to the dick check, so. See, if that happened to me. After someone said that thing about fucking me, I would have sat up and said, I'm down with that. Because I'm an idiot and think things like that are funny. I heard a teenager's whole life story, including every stint in UV, while pretending to be asleep on a train from Carbondale to Chicago. I thought falling asleep would get him to stop talking to me. It did not. Hopefully getting it out helped him figure some things out.